Hey there, my name is Bart. I'm going to show you how to assemble the Bartallama 3D Tesla V5 radar holder. I have here in front of me all of the parts that come inside of the kit. That includes the radar platform, both the platform and the backer that is assembled and ready to go. I have here a radar holder for the Valentine 1 generation. You may have a different one, but the assembly is going to be the same. The first step in the assembly is to take this backer piece right here, and we're going to install it in this slot right here. Now, the assembly in the V5 version compared to the V4 has been simplified. It's only 3 screws. I'm using one of the screws with a washer pre-installed, dropping it right in the hole right there, using the included wrench to screw it down. Next, I'm going to attach the radar holder. Most of the radar holders are going to have 2 heat set inserts, just like found right here. There's very few radar holders where there's an extra step in assembly, but all of them share this in common. So you'll take this and just align it with these holes right here. Now we're first going to attach this back hole right here. Again, don't forget that washer on your unit. Before I tighten this one and before I install the second screw, the Tesla V5 folder does feature adjustability. So if you have a Model 3 or Model X and you want to be able to turn this unit because your screen is tilted, or you've modified your screen using one of the available mods online where you can kind of tilt your screen either towards the passenger or driver, you have the ability to tilt up to 30 degrees. So right here is about 10 degrees, right here is about 30 in either direction. If you have a standard stock vehicle or you don't tilt your screen, this middle hole right here will allow you to get that perfect straight alignment. So I'm going to align it just for straight, pop the screw in right there, and then I'm going to tighten the screws. For all of this, tightening the screws, you don't want to over tighten it. All of this is made from plastic. Plastic does crack. You just want it so it's not moving. You want to make sure that those screws are snug. Okay. All right. And the final piece of assembly is installing this longer screw. Notice that I've added a nut onto the end of the screw. The nut is needed to kind of lock this screw in place. So what you're going to do is, with that nut on the screw, pop the screw into this piece right here. This arm right here, when you install it inside of your vehicle, is going to kind of pop out like this and hug the back of your screen. And by adjusting this screw forward, you'll push this arm out, and that'll allow you to kind of tilt the radar up down until you've reached kind of level. Tesla has now started producing vehicles with different thickness of screens, and what this screw allows us to do is be compatible with all the different kind of thicknesses of screens within a range. All the ones that are currently released are compatible, but you want to adjust this screw until you find your kind of happy level. Sometimes I've had feedback from customers where they say, "Hey, this thing doesn't look level," but when they check the level, it is. Sometimes, it's just an aesthetic thing. Sometimes you want it pitched a little bit higher. Sometimes you want it a little bit lower. But you'll put this in your vehicle, and then what you'll do is you'll adjust this screw to find that perfect level. So I would say just, kind of screw it in a little bit halfway right now before you go put it in your vehicle. For installing in your vehicle, make sure you remove the plastic protective cover over the rubber pad. The rubber pad needs to make contact with the back of your screen. What this does is it prevents kind of the movement of the vehicle in conjunction with the rubber that is kind of directly installed right here. It's a little hard to see with the lighting. Once you've installed this in your vehicle to kind of lock this screw in from moving, what you'll want to do is you'll want to loosen that nut kind of backwards. So maybe when installing it, don't fully tighten it on there, but you'll go backwards with the nut until the nut has made contact with the plastic here. So let's say this right here is how I want it. I'm going to bring that nut all the way back until it's touching. And then using this wrench, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a turn so that friction is created right there. I would say that's maybe a quarter of a turn, maybe even an eighth of a turn. But now this screw, with any vibrations in my vehicle, it's not going to move, and it's not going to come in or out. I don't think it would really come out, but this is really just an added precaution right here in case you drive on very bumpy roads, so this thing doesn't adjust on you over time. And that is the assembly of the Tesla V5 radar holder. Thanks for watching.